Hi everybody, Julie Flippin here with Small Business Savvy. Here we are at our final Q&A for this year. Hard to believe it's December the 19th, and I don't know about you, but it really just, this last month has zoomed by, and moving my business and my home and things have made things more interesting and very, very busy, and lots of technology challenges and resilience things to work on. So it's been great. I have to say I'm looking forward to finishing up tomorrow because I'm actually leaving for West Virginia and then Florida. So crossing the border will be fun. Anyway, so this is our final Q&A, and what I want to do on the call today, I know a couple of people couldn't make it. They had emailed and whatnot. So here's what I would like to do, because I want everyone to get as much value as possible. I'd like you to think about, obviously, coming up to the holidays and stopping for a little bit, but having a plan in place. So I'd be curious about, obviously, your celebrations, what's up for you, and what your plan is as you go into the new year, so you're not kind of wondering around January the 3rd or 4th what you should be doing, and what your challenges are, how I might be able to help you. So, Jennifer, I see you just put your picture out. Jennifer, are you at work? Yeah. So do you want to go first? I just didn't know if you would have to leave and get back to work or where you were at.
Yeah, I have to, sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, I have to start back at work around 1, so sure, I'm happy to start.
Okay.
The glow from my machine is a little harsh there. Let me move over here. So in terms of celebrations, my mother arrived on Saturday, so we have low key. It's just usually my nuclear family, and my mom's here this year, so it'll be quiet. We're hosting some friends from Denmark. They've just moved to Canada, so we'll be hosting them for Christmas dinner. But I actually have about 10 days off of work, so very much looking forward to that. In terms of plans for the new year, that is my goal for next week, is to have that, to actually set aside some office time for myself, for my business, because I found it's been very difficult to find over the past couple of weeks, heading into the holidays and with everything that's going on. I felt like I haven't had a lot of time to put towards the business, and that's been showing up this month for me. So I don't want it to carry forward into the new year. Typically, January and February are my slowest months with the business. Historically, they have been. So my goal is this year to make them my best months.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now, would you say they're typically your slowest months because December, you're, like you said, as soon as we take our eyes off of our business and we're not actively marketing and building it, it shows up. So it might show up that week, the next month, the month after. And so is that one of the reasons that typically January and February are slow for you?
I think so. I think that's probably a big part of it. If you look across all of the businesses in Arbonne, everybody typically does take a bit of a nosedive in January, February after the holidays.
Okay.
But one thing that I'll be doing this year that I haven't done before is a 30-day healthy living challenge, which I think fits, because not many people are interested in looking at skincare in January and February, or at least I've found with my business in the past. So that's what I'll be promoting next week, is starting that program the second week of January. So that's my promotion for that month, and that's where I'm looking to make it a better month than it has been before.
So your 30-day healthy living challenge, so you would offer that on your list on any Facebook groups that you are in? And what does that entail? What would I have to do to be healthy for 30 days?
So we actually have, it's wonderful. A group in the States actually shared with us an entire program, and it has daily Facebook posts. So we do a private Facebook group
Uh-huh.
starting a week before and going the 30 days through. So there's meal plans, there's recipes. Everything is based off of our nutrition products. So our protein, our fiber powder, our fizz sticks. So it's going gluten-free, dairy-free, and caffeine-free for 30 days.
And they would use the Arbonne products in order to be in this 30-day challenge. Oh, you froze on us. Okay, so she is frozen. Not sure what happened there. Everybody else seems to be okay. There you are.
There, sorry, it's probably the Wi-Fi at work.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what would be the cost if somebody wanted to join this 30-day healthy living and they needed to buy your products in order to do it? What's it going to cost someone to do 30 days?
So there's 2 packages that they can do. So actually, I'm doing a 30-day, and those that find that too hard, there's also a 10-day. So the 10-day challenge is. Oh, thank you, Sasha. Just put me a note. Thanks, Sasha. She said I could post it in her Facebook group as well.
Whoa,
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's $200 plus depending on whether you've been a preferred client or not. Then there's a $35 fee on top of that. The other ones, the other one depends on which.
Is that
Sorry?
the 30-day or the 10-day?
That's the 10-day.
$235.
Plus tax. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that'll last you longer. The products will last you longer than that, but that gives you the start for the 10-day. So for the 30-day, it's the Nutrition ASVP, and I'm embarrassed to say I don't know the cost offhand right now. I believe it is. There's 2 different ones because we have 2 different types of protein powders. One's a meal replacement and one is a protein powder, so one with a higher caloric value than the other. So depending, again, what people are looking for. I believe that's $312 is what I'm thinking.
So $235 for 10 days or $312 for 30 days?
Yeah, so that's why I offer that one first, the 30-day. It's, I think, a much better deal. Some people find the response I've had before when I've done it before in as a back to school, when the kids go back to school for some of the moms. And some of the challenges I've heard is that people find that 30 days are too long. And so that's our fallback if they find the 30 days too long.
Okay, great. Now, here would be a question that I would ask you. So you're offering this 30-day, it's going to cost me $350 basically.
Yeah.
And now, would I have to spend that every month if I wanted to keep using these products?
No, you wouldn't have to spend that every month because you wouldn't stay on the 2 shakes a day. You would go to 1 shake a day, so your cost would go down. And there are also other deals that we can do to get you free product every time as well.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So when you put your posts on, are you actually putting the prices on? How are you going to do that?
I've never done that before. I'd rather have people talk to me about it so that I can customize the pack for them. Yeah. So what I do is, I put a teaser post up leading up to the first week of December, the last weekend of December, leading into the first week of January, talking about, maybe some of the excesses of Christmas and the holidays. And there was a fun post the other day that said, we're working on our before pictures right now. So things like that. And then asking, telling people if they want to contact me for more information about when the group starts and with the date, for letting them know when that date is.
Okay, so they're going to get a private Facebook group. They're going to get daily Facebook posts. They're going to get meal plans, recipes, the product that will support them over the 30 days. So what's the benefit to me? What can I expect at the end of 30 days?
At the end of 30 days, my hope would be that you would experience increased energy. Sorry, I've got messages coming in. Just trying to put those off. Increased energy, ideally weight loss as well, and improved digestion. And people often find an improvement in their skin as well after the 30 days.
Okay. So basically people, is there some kind of, is this a detox as well?
No, we don't call it a detox because I don't like using that word as a detox. There are some detoxifying qualities of the whole system, the way we do it. There's on week 3, there's what we have a product that we introduced. It's called the 7-day body cleanse, which is a detoxifier, but it's not like some of the cleanses that you would see that are promoted out there. Like the Wild Rose one is the one that I typically hear of a lot. So it's more for eliminating some of the inflammatory foods from your diet that can cause a number of different issues. Eliminating them and starting you off well for the new year. So some people will continue on for several months. Some people will gradually introduce the other foods back into their system as well to see. And at that point, you can see what you're reacting to.
So what if I have my own protein powder and I don't want to use yours?
There are some consultants that will actually let people come into the group to see what the group looks like. I find that doesn't work well for me. If you were buying some of the products, we could customize a product for you that worked in your budget and also with the taste that you're looking for if the price was an issue. But if you're not going to have some of the products, then ideally, I have to leave it for my customers.
Okay.
That would be my response.
Okay. So your posts are going to be, the holidays are over. Did you put on those extra pounds, and are they affecting your digestion and your energy? Are you ready to step into the new year powerfully? So you're going to do something like that?
Yes.
Okay. So good. Make sure that, because it's $350. All right. So what I'm going to suggest to you is make sure you're really helping them understand why they would spend that kind of money. So I need to, what my challenges are, but that it's going to be significant. Like that investment of time, money, energy, determination, having the support of a group, and that type of thing. Like you're going to have to make sure they get the value of that.
Okay.
Okay. That's going to be really important. I mean, if it was a $97 deal, this is a no-brainer.
Right.
But it's an investment, right? Okay, cool. Can I help you with anything else? Did I help you with that?
Yes, very much so. Yeah. I did have a question. I'm not sure if this is the right forum for it, but I wondered if you had any advice on how to, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this, how to keep your energy level up when related to your business. What I find with me is that I do a lot of roller coaster. Get really excited about something, and then when it doesn't come through, then it's down in the dumps. So I'm trying to keep it more even keel, but I think that might be impacting the energy that I bring forward into some of the discussions because I'm trying to hold back some of my excitement. So does that make sense?
I think I understand what you're saying, and I think a lot of business owners go through the same thing. But Jen, when you've got not just one thing that you're hoping that comes through, but 5 or 6, it's not as disappointing if one thing doesn't happen because you've got a number of different areas. So if I had one speaking event for the year and everything was about that one, and if I didn't close sales there, right, that's a lot of pressure on me. But if I have a really good marketing and sales funnel where I've got things going on all the time, and you're coming up with this 30-day, and then the next 30 days you're thinking about, okay, what can I do? And so you're constantly having that. The idea at the end of that 30 days is obviously you want to make an offer. Right. And so how many people are in it, and what's your goal for it? But you want to have a lot of different things. I mean, we just come back to this basic idea of what are your goals? What is your vision? What am I doing energetically to hold my energy on what I want so I'm not daunted by the things that are falling away from me?
Okay.
And that's the real personal responsibility we all have. The clearer my energy is, the higher my vibration is, I bring that with me everywhere. And then I find things start to happen a little easier for me. So
Okay.
when it starts to get push and pull and I'm disappointed and then it's hard and so I would say the only thing wrong, if we were to say something was wrong, the opportunity is I need to start to manage my energy, not based on what's happening outside of myself, based on what's going on inside of myself. So I'm able to roll with those things much, much, much easier.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
go back to, what is your commitment every day?
Right. Okay. That's perfect. Thank you.
All right. Okay. We'll be talking more about that at Mastermind in January. We're going to delve a little bit deeper into how do we really build our business from the inside out. We always come back to that because everything going on here is showing up out there. Everything. And once we all really understand that I am creating my destiny, and when things aren't going right, it's like, okay, I have to stop and get back on track.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So who wants to go next? Sasha.
Thanks. Okay, so you said celebrations. I just did 5 days of giveaways to build email list. So I had a goal of 100 email subscribers to help build my email list. That was really the main purpose of the campaign, to build my list and of course for brand presence and recognition. So I gained 60 emails. So
good.
As Tara, we said in the early call, it's 60 emails we didn't have before, so it's great. Another celebration is I'm just finding a little bit more clarity in the direction I want to move into for 2018 with the help of you, Julie, and of course Tara as well. So thank you for that. And it's the weight is just being lifted that much, becoming lighter and lighter. So it's great. And when I focus on just specific, become very laser focused and things I want to get done, instead of thinking of the big picture and all of the things I'm getting done, I'm not feeling so overwhelmed. So that's huge for me. And in another, I have a mentor actually that I'll be meeting with once a month from another event that I partook on, and we were talking about the reflection of this year, and she did bring something to light where I was thinking, okay, my numbers for the subscription box isn't as high as I want, and she's like, okay, well, where are you at? And at the end of the day, she really made me realize that I've almost doubled what I started with. So in a span of 6 months.
Wow.
When you put it in that perspective, it's like, okay, yeah, actually, that's pretty good. Not the number I want, but when I think about the growth, I feel good about that. So those are the big celebrations. In terms of plans, again, being very specific in what I want to achieve in the next 10 days and then moving into 2018. That content creation and having things pre-scheduled ahead of time is a really big deal for me, because I feel that that'll just, I have been doing things very last minute, and then I realize why I don't get the results that I want. So planning ahead and again, having that clarity of what I want to achieve and things I need to do in terms of the tactical scheduling of posts, I think will help me a lot. Tara and I just had a call this morning, so we were talking about, instead of having the 12 days of Christmas that everyone's doing, it's more like the 12 days of the new year. And that's actually one of the challenges as I got off the phone with her today. I was like, okay, what can I call it to make it catchy and have people really be receptive to it? But essentially it's 12 days of sharing some sort of value in terms of my experience or what I plan to do for 2018, in hopes that people can piggyback off of that and maybe incorporate that into their business. So that's something that I'm planning for.
Okay.
And then of course, prepping for my presentation the second week of January to be able to promote the workshop. That's what else? What else should we say? And getting my financials in order, gaining that clarity again, being able to know what I spent in 2017 and then be able to forecast. That's something that's like high on my list. And what's in the next couple of days is of writing my year-end newsletter. So it'll be basically a reflection of the things I've learned by being in business like solely by myself since the beginning of the year. Of course, showing gratitude and thanking everyone who's been a part of my journey, and then sort of teasing what's to come for 2018, what they can expect, and essentially it's more value as a female entrepreneur.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Well, you sound crystal clear, my dear. You're like,
yeah.
it's nice. I saw that you sent your 10-day plan over today. I had a chance to review that. That's very good. I'm not sure when I gave that sheet out of what is it I want to do, what is my action, when am I going to have it done? Like, that's very helpful in understanding what you're doing. But I just want to go back to one item, and I'm so glad that you brought this up. I'm like praising your mentor, because we are so busy looking at what we're going to do, what we haven't got, how much more do we have to do, that just to stop and look at what I have accomplished, that's huge.
Yep.
And if you doubled in 6 months, just to stop and appreciate that as a celebration. And when I think of doubling in 6 months and the possibility of me doubling again, and doubling again, it puts everything into perspective, doesn't it? And I think all of us can really sit in that place of, are we looking at what we don't have or what we do have? Are we looking at what we haven't accomplished or what we have accomplished? So thank you for bringing that up. And that was very well put by your mentor to help you just look at it with a new perspective. So,
for sure.
Well, you are very busy. So what can I help you with?
I think just going back to as I lead into those 12 days of, like, I don't know what to call it. So any like headline suggestions would be great. Like, is it the 12 days of value for a business owner, or I'm not quite sure.
Helen's shaking her head.
No. No.
Here's a thought. Here's what's running around in my mind right now. So, we're just brainstorming, okay? There's no wrong, good or bad. Is one of the things, everybody has these New Year's resolutions. So, oh my gosh, here's my resolution. I'm going to do this, this, and this. So if I understand you, what you want to do is you want to say, I want to talk about, instead of the 12 days of Christmas, I want to talk about the first 12 days of 2018 and some things to focus on in terms of starting to gain momentum, to look at the possibilities, and to get really excited about what the year is going to bring.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to call it resolutions. Like
no, but where I'm going with this is typically people call it my New Year's resolutions, and we know they fall flat. So it's not a bad idea to play off of that.
Right.
If we weren't having New Year's resolutions, what if we had, instead of these resolutions that just seem to fall flat and don't work, what if we had 12 days of possibilities, or 12 days of intention, or 12 days of, because that means we know that anything we want is possible, but 12 days of having a focused intention on starting to get ourselves ready to receive what we want.
I like that.
I like 12 days of inspiration.
12 days of inspiration. I like that too.
So, or New Year's inspirations. So 12 days of inspiration with the Fiona Company. Something like that, I think would be, because inspiration comes from intention, comes from vision, comes from focus. So, I mean, there's certainly something that we could incorporate. So I have I'll put them down. I'll send them.
Put them down and send them. But I like that. So 12 days of inspiration with the Fiona Company.
Yeah.
Now, the other really neat thing is you can tie that into your box somehow. Right?
Yeah, that is the point of that, because I have 12 days to close for the January box.
Love it. And then in your box, if you can, Tara, sign language, la 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 la. But I really,
well, because this was a conversation we had this morning, so this is what we came up with.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I love it. That makes a lot of sense. It feels exciting. It feels fresh. It feels like, let's not start the year with these resolutions that don't work. Let's get inspired to create something that would be incredible for 2018. And to kick that off, this is what the Fiona Company would like to gift you.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. Good. Okay. So Sasha, what else can we help you with?
I just had conversations with both of you, so I feel like I've got a lot to work with already. So that was just something after my call with Tara that I was thinking of. Other than that, off the top of my head, I don't have anything specific, just because we had those conversations.
Okay, so you're good. You've got some great celebrations. Yep. You've got 60% of your goal for your giveaway. And 60% is...
and a sale.
And a sale.
Sorry. 3
and
months.
The nice thing is you've got those 60 extra people. So when you start to talk about the 12 inspirations and things like that, and that can really be a yearly focus.
Yeah.
So that's your thing every year now. And it's just a matter of are you actually starting at New Year's Day and those types of things?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I was thinking about on the first day of, I was thinking about the song, and right now suddenly I want to make up a song, and I'm not a songwriter. So. Okay. Well, thank you very much for that. That was great. I'm happy to hear that you're on track. You look fantastic. Your energy's back.
Yeah.
And, can I just share a little bit about your journey?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm just going to share a little bit, because Sasha's, much like all of us, when we enter into something, we always hit these pockets of resistance and where things feel hard and we get overwhelmed. And one of the things I was saying, and you've done a lot of work to come all the way through that, but one of the things I was saying is, based on Catapult last year, I think everybody hit that spot at some point. And so I just really think that the biggest celebration that I see is, it's not that we hit resistance. It's not that we hit a wall. It's what we do when we get to the wall. And my experience has been, over the years, I've hit many, many, many walls. And the thing that I find as I become, I was going to say better, but more conscious, is I just don't live there anymore. Like, I can remember a time where I'd hit a wall and I'd be there for 6 months or for 3 months. Now I can be there for a week or two. And so, one of the things that, I think is another celebration is reaching out and saying, boom, I just feel like I've hit a wall. is so fantastic. So I think those are huge celebrations for you.
Mhm.
And I want to acknowledge it because it's not simple. And I know every single person here has hit that place. And you are back. You've got some wonderful ideas. Your energy's back. And it can be, that turnaround can be that quick. So I really want to acknowledge you and the hard work you've been doing.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Okay, so who wants to go next? Jess, because you're at work, aren't you?
Yeah, and I have some stuff I gotta get done, so
Okay, go.
I gotta go after and get her done.
No problem.
So I guess there's been a lot of successes, but as you were sort of talking about, it was taking me a minute to get to that place because this is one of my busiest time of years at work. And I was kind of wanting to do more with my business. I know I've been doing quite a bit of different things, but maybe not as much as I would like. But then I started to think, I think in this month I've had, 4 different sales calls, and I have one more tomorrow, even while I'm busy. So I'm still bringing in, lots of potential new clients. So it's still moving forward. Even when I'm really busy, I think if I think back to, when I was doing this last year, when I was really busy, I would totally lose focus from my business, and, I'm still, progressing. So that's really, really great.
Wow, that is fantastic, because I know how engaged you get in your job, but the fact that all the work you've done has kept that momentum going, wow.
And it's been this year at work, it's probably been even crazier than last year. And I've had moments where, my work has just frustrated me so much. But then I go home thinking, oh, I'm too tired and, I'm not going to be able to get to my business. But then something inside goes, just do something small, just do something. And I start to work on it and I get engaged, and then it sort of rolls.
Oh, that is a real celebration. That tells me that you've made a major shift in your mindset.
Yeah.
Major shift.
And it's funny. I know it's happened because literally, I'll be driving home and I have no idea how I'm going to start it, but there's just this feeling inside that I can't ignore anymore. It just won't let me, even if I wanted it to.
So there's that really natural pulling, you towards something. And as you said, one day we might have a conversation that you don't have any other distractions to what you really want to do.
Yeah.
It's almost inspired action.
And so, sorry?
It's almost inspired action is that feeling that you get, that inspired action, that pull to do something.
Yeah. And it's always what I wanted for my business, but I just was having such a hard time with managing both. But, now it's just, they seem to be going together, and, I'm making it happen.
So it's become easier when you stopped pushing and forcing, and as Tara said, being more inspired to take action, feeling that inspiration, it just started to become easier.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't when I start working at it at home, it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
So that's really good.
Woo! When work doesn't feel like work.
Yeah. And it was funny too, another night, I needed to get some promotional material to my cousin's studio because she mentioned, oh, you need to really get that up for the new year. And I came home and I got it ready, and my partner said that I was a woman on a mission because I needed to get it done that night because I had an appointment with her. And 2 hours before I got it done, and I took it to her, and it was funny, all the colors really matched too, of her studio. So she's like, oh, it'll look great. So that's really good.
That is really good. Yeah. It sounds like you are really getting aligned, Jessica, too, You know, when we feel in alignment with ourselves, the universe, source energy, and where we are comfortable and inspired, there's a perfect alignment. It really doesn't feel like work when we are in that space.
Yeah. And then last night I got another potential client email me, and like their first question was I a psychologist or a social worker, which I'm not, but I was able to overcome it, and she wants to meet with me so we can at least have a conversation about working together. It might not be the right fit, but at least it's another person that I can, get my business out there, and maybe I can be a service to them.
Yeah, and that question may simply be due to company benefits.
Yeah, and it was to do, and she didn't ask much else. It was all about the benefit. So at first I was like, well, if I say no, then, she's probably not going to want to work with me. But I sat there for a little bit and I worked on the email of how to overcome that objection and at least see if I could get her face to face so I could talk to her and see if I could help her.
That's great, because we know typically those plans cover about $500.
Yeah.
And like, you can't put a price tag on finding the right person to really do the work you need to do to get you to the next place. But
yeah, and that was kind of along the lines of what I meant, like what I expressed to her. I said, you really, I'd really like to meet you to see if I can be of service, and and I just said it would be easier to talk, face to face, so she can ask me any questions about my business and stuff like that. So.
Perfect. Good for you. Good. So you didn't shy away from it or back down. You just, there it was. Yeah. So we talk about closing sales is not always the very final close. There's all these little closes along the way. The first objection you had to overcome was, your qualifications in terms of benefits. So that was a close. She agreed to meet with you.
Yeah.
And so that was very, very good. Yeah. So you're moving the sale along.
Right.
Excellent. So
and I think in the past that question would have just really got me stuck on that, and I wouldn't have been able to move it, forward. Like I would have more just answered the question, but I went into more detail about, what I could provide her. So.
Right. Excellent. Good for you. Wow. You're on fire. Is there anything I can help you with?
I guess like now, like I'm finding the time to take the action, and it's exciting, but I don't feel like I have enough planning for my business. And that's a little bit because of working full time and stuff like that. So I think I need to go back to doing a little bit of planning of looking ahead. I do that in my day job too, but I think I need to start to bring that to my business.
Very good. Yeah. And
I was just going to say, you could book your 90 minutes with Julie and I on Zoom, and we could really plan.
Yes, I was thinking that popped in my head earlier, because I was like, it might be time because I think we have like a strategy call, or I'm not sure what it's called, but I know I haven't taken advantage of that yet.
Right. Good. And it very well may be when we look at 2018 that it is time. So either we'll do it in Zoom, or if you can take an afternoon off.
Yeah, I looked at, I'll have to see around the dates. I don't know if there'd be any extra time around the masterminds, but I'll have to get in touch with you, because they all fall on, the one in January falls on a week that it's not a payroll week. So it's a good week. So, and so does the one in May too, which was really good for the new year. So
you think that I had all that planned and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I typically don't do those right around Mastermind. Certainly not the day before, and the day after is a Saturday.
Yeah.
But we can talk. We can figure something out.
We'll figure something out, I'm sure.
But I think Tara's right. I think that would be really great if we could come up with your overall plan.
Yeah, because I feel like that I feel like I'm able to connect to the elevated emotion of my business, but I don't think it's as clear, like on the steps to get there.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. And, for some people, they like to work 30 days out, some like 60, some like 90. Some people like to work 10 days out. So I think, you know, I think a 90-day goal is nice with 30-day increments.
Right.
Because that's just like, what do I have to do this week? And then we break it down or to this month. And then what do I need to do just this week? Because we know what the 30, 60, or 90-day goal is. So then we just work it back. I mean, when we went through the finances, it was the same thing. So whether it's money or whether it's actions, like what exactly has to happen in each of these segments in order for me to reach my overall target. You've got a lovely smile on your face. What?
Sorry, there's just something popped up on my screen I was trying to get rid of, so I was distracted for a second.
Okay, no problem. All right, so why don't you think about how we might be able to work that out, and let's look at the planning. And then the other thing, Jess, it's always, you work full time, and Jen works, you know, she works as well. So it's even more important to calendar as much as possible. How many hours a week do I have to spend on my business, and make sure I'm being efficient in the time that I have.
Yeah.
It's so different when we're working full time. It's easy to, you know, waste time to do things that aren't necessarily moving our business forward because we've got all this time. But when you have a job, you become very, very efficient in the hours that you have to put into your work.
Right.
Okay, that's good for you?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so stay on as long as you can, and when you have to pop off. Okay. So I'm going to say have an absolutely amazing holiday.
Okay.
Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, be safe, enjoy being off in case I don't get a chance to say that before you leave.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Who's next? Where are we? We've got Una. We lost Richard, so. How are you, Una?
I'm good. Very good. Yes. So sorry for my late arrival. Just lots going on, which is all good stuff, right? So was there a theme for today? I couldn't remember if there was a theme or it's just general.
That's okay. Yeah, the theme is
general. Sorry?
Yeah, celebration.
My internet seems to be a little bit funny here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Celebration.
Okay, because I do have a question.
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. And okay, so hopefully it doesn't cut out. It's a little funny, my internet. I'm noticing it's cutting out a little bit. Can you hear me like smoothly?
I'm hearing you. Go ahead. What's your question?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, and if
you're hearing me. Okay. So it's cutting out.
Okay, Una, type it in the chat. Type
okay.
On the chat.
Okay. It's long.
Oh, it's long.
I'm going to try and speak. As long as you can hear me okay, I'll try it, right? Okay.
Go ahead.
So it's in relation to fees. So the minimum wage is going up in January. Mm-hmm. So as a result, our staff teams will need a pay increase because we have to be in alignment with that, right? So because of that, I'm going to need to increase our booking fees. So the question is around is how to do that in a way that's, or to do this as an opportunity. I was thinking of maybe reaching out to some of the schools that have inquired, that haven't booked, and giving them a kind of an offer of, if you book before January 15th, our fees are going up. But if you book before January 15th, you can have it at the old rate. Something like that. It's just kind of a marketing strategy. Mm-hmm. Like I'll have to, obviously all the bookings that we already have in place, I honor the fee that we had negotiated.
Sure.
But any subsequent bookings. But what do you think about doing that as a way to try and get those who've inquired and have shown interest in booking but haven't booked yet to book?
Well, let me ask you this. It's not like it's someone's personal budget. this is a school budget, right?
Right.
And
Yes.
when we talk in terms of savings, what kind of savings are we talking about?
Like in terms of dollar value for them?
Yeah.
Or yeah, I haven't even looked at it's good. It's on the to-do list for over the holidays to look at where I'll make those increases and how to do that.
Mhm.
So I'd have to kind of figure that part out. So yeah, so just in terms of it might make it more, well, less unaffordable for some schools who that budget might be an issue. If that's the deciding factor for some, it might be that thing that kind of helps them. Okay, well, let's book it now because before the price does go up. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to answer that. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So, okay. So I hear what you're saying, and it's got to be like the amount would have to be significant enough
Right.
to make that worth their while.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Like,
right.
because if it's $50 savings or $75, like, is it going to be $200 or $300 kind of thing? Or-
It could, but for bigger bookings, it could be, right? So it's going to be about 15%.
Okay. So basically what you're saying is I can offer you, like, our prices are going up as everything with the wage increase and things like that. Our prices will be going up as well. And we are really committed to serving the youths. One of the things I want to do to try and hold the price for as many schools as possible, because we're looking at what are you saying, approximately 15% increase, is to, if we can get you booked by January 15th, I will hold the prices.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll make a difference. If it was me personally and I knew I was wanting to spend the money and it's like, oh, I can save 15%. But when they're dealing with a budget and it's not their money, I don't know if the incentive is the same.
Okay.
I
Fair enough.
think try it with someone. If this is one of those, let's test it and see.
Okay.
Like, is that making the difference between them booking or not? 15%.
Right.
Like, give me an idea of what you would typically charge a school.
So a high school assembly, So a high school assembly is $825 for one. If they book two back to back, it's $1,050.
Okay. Okay. So they'd save, $150. If they book two. Well, I would try it, Una.
Okay.
That's my only thing. I don't know if it's significant enough
Okay.
for them to take advantage, but it's another reason to reach out to them. It's another reason to have a conversation. If they're going to book with you anyway, it may be the thing that gets them to just close the deal.
Yeah. Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely try it. I just think you want to word it very professionally. Did you catch that? Yeah.
Okay.
You want to be very
So maybe
professional.
that's something I'll work on with
Tara.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I can work on that with Tara on my call tomorrow. And how to word it. Hey, Tara.
Yeah. Yeah. Find a way that is a win-win for both of you, with always the ultimate goal is to serve the students, the youth. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
The only other thing we were sharing celebrations, and basically, do we have a plan as we move into the new year? And this is part of your plan. So
yeah, and definitely we all, because we're a charity, we have a plan. We have a strategic plan. We have a budget for the year. It's closely monitored. We have goal, like it is part of our kind of deal. So good. And celebrations is I'm feeling good about, like, when I look at the budget, it's not a horrible, scary thing anymore. It's getting there,
celebration. The budget isn't a horrible, scary thing.
That's good news. That's a celebration.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, look, I don't think you're alone when we say that numbers are really scary for a lot of people. You're not alone with that. And it's one of the reasons I wanted to give everybody lots of time to start working on their numbers before we get together, because that is going to be the foundation of our plan for 2018.
Good. When are those dates? I know it's in January. I thought I put it on my calendar, but I just want to double check.
I think it's the 25th, 26th.
I'm sure I've got it on there, but
it is the 25th, 26th.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, are you good?
Yes, good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Richard, you're up.
Oh, okay. So
welcome back. We missed you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm scattered sometimes. Yes, you know that about me. Celebration. I just hosted my Sheridan family Christmas this weekend at the Sweet Success. So I just realized I've been part of that family since 1978. So it's not a blood family, but it's been my emotional family for next year will be 40 years.
And which family is this?
This is the original, it was Pat and Nora Sheridan. I used to work for one of their daughters on a beef farm in New Lowell. And they knew my parents. They kind of knew each other, but they also knew my situation better than I realized. And I found this out this weekend too, though. So when my mom passed, they took me under their wing and said, "Why don't you come for us for Christmas?" So they taught me Christmas celebration.
Oh.
So that was what I realized, the big mentorship. They knew my family. We were pretty dysfunctional, like many, right? We didn't understand that. And my mom had been sick for a long time, and spent the last passing. So they understood my aspect of where I was better than I did.
Yeah.
So he was. So they invited me for Christmas Eve, and I said it's been part of my family. Well, I didn't realize until talking to the oldest son on the weekend what they had said to the family. So they finally let on what they had said and how they brought me into the family. So it's never been a question of me being part of that family. So go ahead, yes.
Sorry. So the way you started was that family had a celebration and they had booked something at Sweet Success. Is that?
No, I booked it because each year we've moved it around, but I finally had an opportunity to have a location for it here.
Okay. All right. Perfect. And,
yeah, it went really well, and they loved it. So I'm doing it again next year because Cinda had it set up beautifully. So I'm giving her a testimony for that. But I mean, they really loved it. The amenities, the access to everything else there. So it went very, very well.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wow.
39 years went by like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, that is really beautiful. It's interesting when we think about the people who have made a difference in our lives and those significant events and how certain people were in our lives at the perfect time and then things they did. And we don't see it all then. It's only upon reflection that we're able to see, I would say, how the universe or how source energy or whatever anyone would call it, how this whole thing starts to work to serve us, and how before we even know we have a need, there's something in place for us that will help. And that's a beautiful representation of that.
It is. The divine guidance has always been there in my life, and I'm realizing I wouldn't change a thing in my life or all my events to be who I am today.
Yeah.
So this is really showed, and talking with Cinda this morning about that, the type of families many of us grew up in, the unemotional, hardcore families, right? So I was able to see something young that I was able to move from. But then, obviously this work the past few years has helped me tremendously as well.
You've done a lot in the past few years.
And so more celebration. I didn't realize I hadn't put up a tree the last few years, so obvious reasons. So Angela and I and my daughter, my son was at work, put the tree up. So we're actually celebrating Christmas Day together here.
Yes.
As a group, as a sort of mini family. So, and then my daughter's gone to her boyfriend's for a few days, and I'll have a dinner later on in the week. So we're just doing lots of mini celebrations here with us as a family.
So that's really new for you, and that in itself is a celebration because it says you've made your transition.
Yeah. Well, you don't realize you haven't done things. I said, "When's the last time I put the tree?" My daughter went, "I don't know."
Wow.
So I guess it was after Mom was gone, right? So we don't realize you don't do things. You just So, and she mentioned to Angela about usually the gifts underneath the trees and the stockings, which I hadn't done either. So I'm making, there's lots of junk food going in the stockings, but just the things we forgot to do.
Well,
so let's bring that back into play. So, yeah.
And part of grief and loss and the transitioning through that is we don't necessarily have the heart or the spirit to do it. But I think that from what you're saying, I mean, 2017 has been a tremendous year for you in many, many ways. And watching you come out of the other side, because I've, had the privilege of being part of your journey for a number of years, is so heartwarming, Richard. I can't think of anyone more deserving for this joy that you are experiencing, and your family is reaping the rewards of all that is really tremendous.
Yes, I'm very grateful for all of it. So it's like, so you don't realize sometimes when you're thick of it till you look back. So it's been awesome. And and I knew coming out of my work year, this would be a big change for me. Well, so the whole thing of retiring, massive changes for me to come into this place, and it's still better because I'm starting to see more opportunity for myself now. So thank you to that. As I say of mentors, every person in my last 3 years of my life that has been a mentor and a coach to me has been a woman. So thank you all. Stepping up into my life, you and Nancy and several others to be a teacher to me. So blessings to you guys. So.
Well, you're more than welcome. You make our lives easier, our jobs easier, and being able to watch someone grow and change makes it all worthwhile. Yeah. And just so beautiful that most of the people I work with, certainly the people that come into Catapult, all sit in that realm of just making a difference in people's lives in some way. Yeah. And we all do it very differently, but it's no less important. And I think keeping our eye on that, I mean, there's some inspiration, Sasha. Just keeping our eye on that is that we are making a difference, and in our own ways. So.
Just a quick, what I see there is because, and I'll step into what I was doing. I see the difference in my kids being 22 and 23, that the fact that my own clarity has certainly helped them have their clarity. And I've seen people lost in grief, and the kids get, and this, tied into that. And I've been able to see my kids just grow and expand. So I'm grateful that I've had the opportunity to, I said, let go of things and move forward, because their lives are, like I said, at this point, I've said they're guests in my house. They are moving out. My daughter's going to be heading to Australia probably by this time next year. So, and my son, when he's done his nursing course, would be out. They'll be gone, but they're going to move on in their lives, which I fully expect and really demand of them. Truly. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's heartwarming. So, wow, that's just lifted my energy up on the call. Is there anything I can help you with, or?
Just clarity, what we talked about when we had that discussion on my changing my business name to Quantum Approach Coaching. Mm-hmm. I'm farming that out to someone else. I mean, a friend of mine is going to rewrite that for me. I spent days looking at that, farting around, realizing there's things that I can't do very well. Yeah. It was right up what I do. So Catherine Mitchell, who I'm collaborating with on some couples work, is going to rewrite this for me.
Okay.
And that's where I'm just big thing. I spent a week and a half or 2 weeks looking at that and just dilly-dallying around that and accomplished nothing. And I finally said, and for that she'll do that for me. Angela, I help her. She gets me to help her with emails, because I spent an hour that she can do in 5 minutes. It's recognizing what I can't do very well. Creating a web page, I'll get someone else to do that if I even have to pay them, because I will spend days doing something that $100 would do something else, or a couple $100 somebody else could do for me.
Yeah. It's just not your forte. I mean, You are very good speaking, you're in person. And I think this is good for all of us. I mean, the idea of doing what you do best, it's like my bookkeeping and accounting business, my slogan was, let us do what we do best so you can do what you do best. Like, don't try and figure out how to do your books. We'll do it.
Yeah.
And Jennifer's just saying I have to run back to work, wishing all of you a wonderful and healthy holiday season. Thank you to all of your support and guidance this fall. See you soon. Is she gone? Bye. Bye, Jennifer. We look forward to seeing you in January. Yeah, I think that's brilliant, Richard. Like, sub it out, and just the fact that you can dilly-dally anyway, we don't need to add anything to
No, no,
So
no.
it's like, as soon as you catch yourself,
Yeah.
move. Like, just, find someone, do it. The other thing I've always found, and one of the benefits of having Tara is, she'll write something. Once it's written, I can look at it and I can start tweaking it and moving it because the foundation and the basis is there. And that to me just makes so much sense rather than me starting from scratch. I can't always do that. It's just not my gift.
Yep.
But once I see an outline or the foundation of something, it's so much easier for me. And I think you'll probably find that when you look at what someone else has written, you'll want to tweak it, but it'll be so simple.
Oh, and yeah, just like I said, days of nothingness that come out of it. So just that alone, recognizing those details, I need to have someone else manage to do it for me. Because I'm much better off speaking and connecting with a client than trying to do all the paperwork around it. Where I'm looking at is now looking at, because I just joined the chamber, which I said I gave myself a year, and they've gave it some free advertising. So how to make some mini ads, I'm going to need help with that to put in some of the things that the chamber offers new members.
Right. Yes.
Creating that. So that and some packages is where I'm looking for.
Okay. Well, certainly your calls with Tara will be very helpful. Okay. And when it comes to packages, if you need any help with that, then you can set up one of your calls. And I don't think you've used your 90 minutes either.
No.
So this may be looking at your overall business and how you're structuring all that, may be a good use of that time.
Okay.
So if you think about that and let us know.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just make some more. Yeah, that's where I'm at now. Is new this year. Lots of floundering, but again, I have a few clients, and I have the JMS Law that I'm working with in a new year. That's with 30 hours of that, and actually I have a client conversation right after this here. So potential client conversation. So just it's trickling, but I'm getting some good referrals around me too. So that's where I'm connecting with some people as well.
So it'll be really important to get your pricing down so that you're very comfortable with it. You know exactly what you offer, exactly why you would want them to do A, B, or C, and exactly what's the price.
Yep. Okay.
So that's knowing your business inside and out.
Okay. That's where I really want to get absolutely more clarity for that for sure. Okay.
Well, don't leave that. So we need to be on that pretty quick because that's the basis of everything is understanding what we charge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's just I'm happy where I am, but I'd be just lots of changes, but I'm looking forward to have more clarity, obviously, and more structure going forward. So.
Good. Well, at the mastermind, we're really going to make sure everybody has a solid plan for 2018. So work on your numbers.
Okay.
I don't know if you weren't on that call, but make sure you listen. Anyone that wasn't on the call where I did the numbers, make sure you listen back to it. Download the sheet that I had and get working on your numbers, because that's going to that will set us up for very interesting conversations as to how we're going to meet those numbers.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else? No, because Jessica's gone back to work. Jen's gone back to work, which means we're probably going to have to go back to work. So I'm just going to unmute everybody because I want to say, really happy holidays, Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate Christmas. But the big thing is, please stop and take some time to just have an enriched experience, be present for all of the traditions and all the different meals and visits and all of the things that you do. Like, really be present, enjoy every moment, put your business away for those days. Don't bring them don't put it away and come out refreshed on the other end and not exhausted because you've been trying to run your business, do Christmas, have meals, and do all of that. And, you know, and everybody, especially the women, try and plan a pajama day and movies. I don't know any woman that doesn't love those days because I'm telling you, it's in my future. And Richard, if
Yes.
your girlfriend wants that day, just, you know, bring her snacks once in a while. So everybody have a really wonderful, safe, happy holiday. And I'm really excited that we're going to be together in a month. We are well ready for that. We're here. Don't hesitate to reach out if anything comes up or you need help. And we will talk to you in 2018, I guess.
Yeah, happy
Thank
holidays.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, happy holidays, everybody.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Everyone.
Bye.